This is June 2019. Me and my little dog just got in from the storm. I was out taking pictures, and I saw these things that people call dragons or monsters forming in the sky, getting together, looking real aggressive, and then they made the storm. And so I was trying to catch pictures of the lightning, and the clouds were darker than ever. So I went to catch some pictures that you haven't seen before, and while I was out, I was taking more photos of the visitors or the people that have been here, the aliens or demons that have been here that kept their identity a secret. Well, it's happening. They are dominating like I thought. And I asked them a month ago, show your face, show everyone who you are, show everything. Next thing you know, they marked all my land after I said that. They started showing their faces more in the sky. They marked my whole body. They marked my food. They marked my dog. And now they're marking the whole planet. And it's getting, they're actually spreading their faces more everywhere. They're spreading their faces in every country. They're spreading their faces on every street, every tree, every flower, everyone's food. Go to fruit markets. Their faces are covering the fruit. They're spreading their faces on all the buildings. So if you think you're going to have a place where it's run by humans, you're mistaken. The humans served them, gave them technology so they could invade our minds and bodies and have full possession and put their like reptilians in us. And now they are making sure you know that the earth is overtaken, because your days of wanting beauty and architecture and all that are over with. I've seen the futuristic cities. A lot of them are black, and I couldn't understand why they were so lifeless, even though they're making people out to be zombie slaves and robots. I would imagine if everything is being marked, you need everything to be black, because otherwise you would just get sick of seeing the same thing everywhere you go. But I was looking in drainage ditches. They were everywhere. I was on every rock. They were in people's driveways. But I haven't seen them covering everyone's land as much as mine. This is like their headquarters, I think. This is where they lived so peacefully for so many years. And then people said, get out of your house. And I thought that me and my husband would grow old here and die here. You know, and I have a cemetery lot, everything. But when they said, get out of your house, and I started talking, I kept telling the people, the things that lived here with me, you got to find a new home, you know. And I felt lonely because I had been with them for 20-something years. I thought they were just the angels or ghosts. And next thing you know, they have marked everything there is on my land. They're making green things grow beautifully around things now to decorate them. They're beautifying things, but they're putting their monster faces everywhere. But they've changed the greenery. They've made flowers flourish, like in the movie E.T. when E.T. touches something and the flower blooms. They're making everything more beautiful, but they're putting their face even on leaves all over the place, not just once, but covering everything. You see my arms? Those are not freckles, not at all. For like last summer, I thought, oh man, I must be getting some dead skin because I have a convertible. I said, God, my skin is just turning to leather, and it was so soft. This convertible is destroying my body. Next thing I know, I got to looking. None of it is just skin, like freckles. None of it. It's monster faces, dragon faces. I shouldn't call them monsters. They treated me really good the whole time they were here. But now our government's telling me they've been the ones that have been attacking me and dissecting my brain and torturing me in my sleep to try to gain full possession. Well, I'm really pissed off because today I went to Prime Minister Medvedev's page, who I got to know during the Olympics, and he's a photographer like me, and he's a great guy, and I just went in and talked about children in Russia, because he was posting a bunch of information about great things they're doing for children. And I was talking about you got to help them keep their innocence, because that spark of God in them is the only enjoyment humans get out of life. I said, but once people are invaded by these things and they lose control of their minds and bodies, there's no reason to exist. They have no life to live. So just I'm glad that you're protecting their innocence there and building new facilities for them, and they're making sure that every family has enough income to raise their young and provide hot meals and stuff. And they've opened shelters to get the kids from the past off the street that were homeless, that had nowhere to go, from abusive parents and parents that were into poverty and drugs and alcohol. From the Stalin days, it kind of trickled down. That poverty affected kids were being prostituted and abused on the street, so they opened several children's shelters after Putin got elected, so they could protect the innocents and get them away from child predators. And so I was just talking to him about that, because I said I wanted to have some place to believe in that would nurture the young and not let the terrible things happen to them. Well, next thing you know, I drive past my neighborhood. There's 3 black cars around the corner. There's a black SUV watching me from the end of my driveway across the street. I go to the house where they hang out, where the silver-looking vehicle, it's not a Jeep, but it's built like one. It always backs in where you can't see the license plate. The nights it's there in the past were the nights they gave me stroke symptoms. They destroyed my mind. The nights I went to the emergency room were the nights it was there. Evidently, they did not like me being at the Prime Minister's page. So I don't know if they're going to kill me tonight, give me a stroke, blind me, or just make me a zombie. But today, I felt alive, and they don't want that. And they want me to lose my mind and soul to the things in the sky. Those things that are now covering all the streets here. And while I was going to start filming them and checking out drainage ditches, because they really like to appear in water, I went past a middle school. I went over and took a picture. The school has a big devil face or dragon on the door to go in the school. It has little bitty beady eyes like a reptile, and its teeth are showing, and it's black. And then on the sides of the doors, it has claws, and there's fire. So parents not only have turned Louisville, Kentucky into an Illuminati devil shrine with mirrors everywhere and triangles covering every building downtown and pirates in restaurants, they're now teaching their young to embrace the devil. And I can understand why, because these things, they were always friendly to me in my home. And I really love them. I actually love them. Before I started seeing pictures lately of devil horns, and people call me devil woman, and I don't know why. I didn't know all these years I was living with the devil until I started running my bath water, and you would see the face in the water and stuff. And I started taking pictures in my pool, and it's devil horns, and they're like, "You've been the devil's woman all these years." I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And now they actually tell me they want me to have the devil's baby, and I'm thinking, that's impossible. That isn't it a spirit? Isn't it? How could it be in physical form? But yet I see his face everywhere as if he's really here. And when I take his picture in fields, he looks like a bat, only cuter, big eyes. And I take his picture here sometimes, and he looks kind of beastly. He really has the beard and the horns, and he's got these threatening eyes. And then sometimes the dragon, he'll be in the sky. He's always sticking his tongue out, like he's drooling or hungry. But I know these things will eat people. But they tried, let me see. I don't know if I want to. I know that they will eat people. They want to get you in the right frail state before they devour you, but they will eat you. They want your soul. So one night, whenever I was really exhausted, and I would spend the night outside my house, I was feeling very frail, extremely exhausted. And I was kind of in a half deep state, asleep and half alert. And the devil came. If not, it was some killer from another dimension. It was electricity. It was like kind of like that creature from Storm of the Century. It was nothing but electricity. And it came to me, and I knew it was the most terrifying, anything you could ever imagine, worse than any horror movie. And it was like the devil. And he touched me. And as soon as he touched me, I was dying in an instant, because what he did was he was draining all my soul, and he was draining every ounce of energy that let me live. And I could feel my life force just being sucked out like this, and I could feel like the worst thing, the most horrifying feeling was feeling your soul die. Feeling my soul be completely devoured and sucked into it like food, like a hummingbird sucking the nectar off a flower. It was that simple to this beast. He was just getting ready, and I felt like the areas that were going into this monster, this beast, were draining everything about me. It's like once he was done, I knew there would never be anything of me left. Not a speck of anything. And what I felt like was like something from the thing. It wasn't. Later, I've seen it try to take over me, try to give me reptilian eyes. And it's told me when I've asked it questions here, it wants to have all of me, and it wants to get in me, and it wants to take everything away that is me, for sure. But thank God, there was a knock at the door. And if there hadn't been, I wouldn't be here today, because I had to get in a different level of consciousness. That must be why they kept me sleep deprived so long. It's like you have to get in its dimension. Maybe when you're dying, when you start to get in the spirit world, maybe it comes and gets you. But when I get in a certain deep conscious state, it has full control of me, full control. So they're really experimenting people's brains. And I remember the night my mom died, and I was just sleeping, but it was like a dream, but it was like somebody sent them. And it's like they killed her and devoured her. And so I think it's really sad when parents encourage their kids to embrace the beast, because when this government puts me under its spell, which it had for years before I got free, and I'm free today, and now they're already sending somebody to kill me or make me get a stroke or something so that I'm not free. When they had me free, they had me a total zombie. They only want you to be able to take commands and work, barely able to drive. You lose your freaking license every week. You lose your purse. You lose your driver's license. You're barely able to function. You have no pleasure because you're too brainless to have pleasure. You have no emotion. Look at those old videos of me. Dead. I was dead inside. That's what the devil wants. He wants zombies, okay? Full zombies. And these parents are so stupid that they're teaching their kids to embrace the killer, because their children will be devoured of their soul. They'll have no mind, and their bodies will be marked up by the beast. And these people, they're getting money, and they think homes, wealth, all this notoriety, it's short-lived. These things are getting more aggressive. They're getting more hungry. They're starting to show me a wicked side they never showed me all the time they were here. They can be quite sensitive and very sweet to me. Maybe it's because they've marked me or something, because they're very protective of me. When the government tried to kill me with these weapons in the past, they saved my life. They really did. They're linked to the crickets and the wildlife, and they're linked to nature, and they love the woods, and they love fields. They saved my life. But at that time, they've been feeding on me too and studying me. But I was grateful that they did that. But I just feel my life's in danger because all these dumbasses with these Star Wars weapons and these, I guess the dark branch of government, like maybe the kill branch, that are sending me smiley faces and clowns, are sending me nothing but cut 'em up slasher gore movies, threatening my life, shocking movies. They want me terrified. They said they want the fear and terror to feed the beast. And then I got them sending me that stuff. But there was this one crazy foreign guy. He was Korean or something. And he came to this country and he married this girl and he called her Bunny. Next thing you know, he meets this lady that's into extraterrestrials. And she draws all these lizards. And she's freaking nuts about these lizards that are trying to, I guess, overtake me and the planet. And they chopped this girl up. My guess is they were feeding her to the aliens, her life force, because they wanted an offering. And then they put her in acid. When they had the vampire killer that was contracted by the Pentagon for other work, not for this particular work, he beheaded women, but he left all the heads below the power lines that were owned by the electric companies. Some symbolic reason. These things are biting me now, as crazy as it sounds, and I've showed you my arms. That thing has already came and tried to drain my life force. There will be nothing left of me. And so I guess they just know when they think the time is right. And it's like keeping somebody on ice. We're just a specimen to them. They'll come here and maybe procreate. They'll build their planet the way they want it. They do control the weather. They've actually touched my face with snowflakes to talk to me. When I ask them questions, they respond with thunder and lightning. There's more to it than the weatherman can predict. Like tonight, before it stormed, I saw them all get together, little faces in the sky, and then they lined up, and then it got darker and darker. But it's always the vampire-looking bat and his little sidekick. His sidekick is the dragon, but sometimes his face turns into the dragon. They've been around for ages, because Spielberg put creatures that look like them in movies before you ever saw them in the sky. And a lot of ancient art, it had things that resembled the beast, but not really completely formed and looked like what I see here. But the people in the background that are destroying man and the planet has interacted with this group for ages, and they've kept it a secret to the rest of us. So when these idiots, these Star Wars people, send me this stuff to try to make me petrified, to try to weaken me, they're only weakening me because these things are studying me and feeding off my terror and my sickness. And I mean, I'm not afraid of them anymore, but they're making me stupid so they can possess me. And they want full control of my body, and they want to live inside it. And they want to maybe make me have a baby. But either way, they want to destroy my future, my own will, my willpower, my mind, and my soul. They want full control of my body, all my soul, and they don't want me to have any happiness at all. And I've been, look, there goes the lightning. You see? They hear every word I say. Listen, thunder, they hear every word I say. We're connected. The government sends me bewitched videos and tells me they want me to have a baby because I'm a witch. They want me to have a baby with the devil, or else with some other human that is like a real powerful witch. This is just all research to them. We're nothing. I don't think we're going to get out of this alive, and I don't think we're going to have a long future. I think my life is going to be cut very short. But I just never imagined I'd live in these dark times.